Waking up isn't the problem. It's the asterisk, where asterisk, that gets you. One morning, the smell of fresh beignets wafts through my window from a bustling New Orleans street. The next, it's the crisp, thin air of a village nestled high in the Andes. My name is Alara, and my house moves. Every single night, without warning, my home, my bedroom, the familiar squeak of the third step on the stairs. My dad's half-finished coffee mug on the counter is plucked from one spot on the globe and dropped into another. It started a year ago. We went to bed in suburban Ohio and woke up to the sound of gondoliers singing in Venice. My little brother, Sam, thought it was the coolest magic trick ever. My parents, they freaked out. My mom, a geologist, spent weeks running tests on the foundation. My dad, an engineer, tried to dismantle the walls to find the engine. They found nothing. Just a normal, 3-bedroom house that happened to have a severe case of wanderlust. At first, it was chaos. Imagine trying to explain to your school why you re-absent because your house decided to take an impromptu trip to Kyoto. After a few months of frantic calls and bewildered officials, we gave up on normal. We had to adapt. Our lives are now a masterclass in improvisation. We packed away anything breakable. Our pantry is stocked for any climate, from Sahara heat to Siberian winter. We have a universal power adapter that is, quite literally, our most prized possession. I started homeschooling online. My Wi-Fi a bizarre patchwork of whichever city's network we can latch onto. My classmates think I'm just using exotic Zoom backgrounds. If only they knew. My dad started a blog, The Nomadic Engineer, documenting our travels anonymously. It's surprisingly popular. People think he's a billionaire with a private jet, not a guy whose house has a mind of its own. But living this way changes you. I've seen more of the world before my 18th birthday than most people see in a lifetime. I've haggled for spices in a Moroccan souk, watched the sunrise over Angkor Wat from my bedroom window, and learned to say, "Where's the nearest grocery store?" in 12 different languages. Sam is becoming a little global citizen, collecting rocks and friends from every continent. But there's a downside. A huge one. We can't form attachments. Friends are temporary, lasting only until the next sunrise. We live like ghosts, observing but never truly belonging. Every morning, I look out my window with a mix of excitement and a deep, aching loneliness. Who will I meet today? And who will I have to say goodbye to tomorrow? The weirdest part is that no one ever seems to notice the house appearing. It's like we slip into a blind spot in reality. One minute there's an empty lot or a patch of forest. The next, there's our 2-story colonial, complete with a slightly crooked porch swing. People just walk by, accepting it as if it had always been there. It's a phenomenon my mom calls perceptual normalization. My dad just calls it the ultimate glitch. One night, things got really strange. We were asleep in what felt like a quiet corner of Lisbon. I was woken up, not by a new sound or smell, but by a tremor. Not an earthquake. It was a smooth, deep hum that vibrated through the entire house. The lights flickered, and a low, rhythmic pulse filled the air. Sam and I met on the landing, our eyes wide. Dad came out of his room holding a modified compass that was spinning wildly. "It's different this time," he whispered, his face pale. The hum grew louder, the vibrations more intense. It felt like the house was into Hoost moving. It was being pulled asterisk. The windows, which usually just show blackness during the transition, glowed with a faint blue light. We huddled together in the living room, watching as faint, geometric patterns danced across the glass. It lasted for what felt like hours. Then, with a sudden lurch that knocked us off our feet, it stopped. Silence. The sun was just beginning to rise. I crept to the window, my heart pounding. I was expecting to see another city, another landscape, but what I saw made the air leave my lungs. Outside was nothing. Not blackness, not emptiness. It was a swirling, opalescent sea of soft colors, like the inside of a pearl. There was no ground, no sky, just this beautiful, silent, shimmering void. Floating nearby were other structures, a lighthouse, a single train car, a Victorian-era bookstore, and huches, dozens of them, of all shapes and sizes, just hanging there in the cosmic dawn. A voice, clear as a bell, echoed not in the air, but directly in our minds. It was calm and ancient. "Welcome, travelers. The orientation is about to begin." We weren't the only ones. We were never the only ones. Our house wasn't glitching. It was being called home. It turns out our house is more than just wood and nails. It's a vessel, and its journey was just the beginning of ours. We weren't lost. We were being gathered. For what? We still don't know. That was 6 months ago. We now exist in this nexus, this grand central station of misplaced worlds. We visit the other houses, meet the other families. There's a family from the 1920s whose farmhouse got scooped up, a futurist architect from 2242 living in a chrome pod. We are a community of the voice, which we now call the conductor, gives us periodic instructions, preparing us for something it calls the Great Relocation. We still don't know our ultimate destination or why we were chosen. Every day is a new discovery, a new piece of an impossibly large puzzle. My dad is in heaven, swapping engineering theories with people from across time. My mom is studying the physics of this place, which defy everything she ever learned. And me. I'm finally making friends I know I won't lose at sunrise. The loneliness is gone, replaced by a sense of purpose, a shared destiny. Our house still moves, but now it's with intention, navigating this strange new reality. Our wandering wasn't random. It was a test, a qualification. We proved we could adapt, that we could let go of the world we knew. And now, we're ready for whatever comes next. The universe is far stranger and more wonderful than we ever imagined, and our little house from Ohio is right in the middle of it. Thank you so much for watching and coming along on this little journey with me. If you enjoyed this story and want to find out what happens next in our universe of moving houses, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We have so many more stories to tell. Thanks again, and see you in the next one.